Hey all, Hipper here, and welcome to another video here. And today I'm taking out the new campaign ship Suzuya, and I am using a pure agile build as usual with Mikawa here and Azure Lane Baltimore and Müller as inspirations. So let's just look at my upgrades here. And I have the improved traverse speed because the guns here, they aren't very quick to move, and then I have double rudder. And then I have the reload modification here in the end. And see, there's no real interesting consumables here to speak of. You got the new increased AA, but that's about it. So if we look here in the stats, you see the artillery is alright. I think the reload is still a little bit too long for a light cruiser, but whatever. So with the agile build here, we have 40.6 knots and 1.4 second rudder shift, which is very fast. But look at the armor here, and this is just a Mogami basically, and you're missing out on that thick deck that the Targo gets, and I just can't get used to that, and that's why I don't like the Mogami. I pretty much never play it, and I don't like light cruisers. I don't like small caliber guns. So for me, this is pretty much the worst of both worlds. It's a Mogami with smaller guns, and yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the ship. It's just not a very good agile cruiser. I mean, a Targo is way better if you set it up as an agile cruiser. This one probably would do better with a acceleration mod instead, and playing the island game, I think, because as you'll see later, and this is why I picked this video here, this is quite squishy, and taking chances and tanking a bit like you can do in a Targo, it doesn't work as well in Suzuya, that's for sure. So as usual, we'll use this nice speed here to be able to get into the cap first and obviously cap it. And nobody else is really heading in here other than the destroyer, but as you can see, I'm actually getting to the cap before him. And the battleship behind me, he's not even moving, and that's a bit of a problem, because I would like some backup in here. That's also why I'm not opening fire right now, because I need to be able to get into cover after firing, because like I said before, you don't want to take Iowa shells in this ship here. In a Targo, that's not so much a problem. You can just bounce them on the deck, but Suzuya, no thank you. So while we're capping here, let's touch on the elephant in the room, and that is of course carriers. I've only had, I think I've had 2 battles with carriers in them, because this is I think it's my 3rd battle, and in Suzuya, and that's the only ship I've been playing today. And I mean, I don't really notice the carriers, to be honest. There's some planes flying around, but they don't seem to really do much to me in any case, at least in this ship here. And I mean, it's not like this has amazing AA, so I'm quite excited to take out Wichita or something that's a little bit more brutal towards planes and see how we go, if I get targeted more or what. But as it is now, I've hardly noticed carriers, only when in the end of the game and there's suddenly a carrier I have to sink, and I'm like, okay. So far, it hasn't really bothered me at all, and probably because getting spotted by the planes doesn't really matter at all to me, because as an agile cruiser captain, I'm spotted most of the time anyway, because I don't care about the concealment. So for agile cruisers, so far I don't think carriers are going to present much of a problem, to be honest. So see here how we avoid every single shell there, and you want to do that in this ship here, because like I said before, taking just one Iowa shell is going to be a bad day, and I'll show that in more detail later, where I actually take an Iowa shell. Another thing I dislike about this ship and Mogami too is the torp angles. I just can't get used to having them pointing towards the back only. It's like this ship is made only for kiting, and if you want to do something aggressive in it, you can't. So that's actually one of my main reasons I don't play it. Because to be effective, you have to have your butt towards the enemy all the time, and that's just not the way I play. And I'm also a bit disappointed in the actual fire chance on this ship here. I know it's 11% and you have, what, like 15 guns or something like that, but I don't think I get more than I do in a Targo. And again, we use that insane rudder here to just maneuver around those shells because don't want them to hit. And with that 1.4 rudder, it is good. Like, you turn fast, but is there a notable difference below 2 seconds? Not really. Like 2 seconds, 1.9 seconds, that is the sweet spot for most cruisers. So I'm probably, if I was going to play this ship again, which I probably isn't, I would probably change Azure Lane Baltimore on this commander here to Fraser to get some more speed, and then give up a little bit of rudder because I'll still have less than 2 second rudder without Baltimore on it. But like I said, this is my Atago commander and I'm not gonna change anything, so I'm probably not gonna play Suzuya much after this, because if I want to play like a ship like this, I would much rather play Ochakov, that's for sure. So if we just look at this map here, and this is the first time I played this new map here, and other than the fact that the ships on the other flank, they are all hiding behind one island and just getting picked off because they put themselves in a crossfire, which is just a recipe for disaster what's happening over there. So I know by this time here we're going to absolutely lose this battle here, unless they do something drastically different immediately. Because it doesn't matter how well I do over here, that flank on the other side is going to fall, and most of the enemy ships over there are going to survive. And we're going to have a tough time over here in a few minutes. But let's look at the map itself, and it's a brand new map. It's called Hotspot, and this is the first time I play it. So I've only spawned on this side here, and like you saw, it's a pretty good map for cruisers because you are able to cap without putting yourself directly in the line of fire. That was a very lucky shot there. We didn't we didn't eat any of that. Like, both caps are at least partially surrounded by islands, and you saw in the beginning how I was able to get in and cap by keeping the battleships in such a way that they wouldn't be able to spot me and hit me. Now, it's of course nice with new maps, and I am certainly not going to say no thank you to new maps, but I don't think there's anything really particularly interesting about this map here. Like, it's not like it's a new interesting way to play like some of the older maps that got released about 6 months ago or something like that. For example, Sleeping Giant comes to mind. As much as most people hate that map because it was rotated way too much and everybody got to play it way too much. It is an interesting map because of the enclosed crater on one side. It opens up some new interesting plays. This map here is, it reminds me a bit of Trident actually, and there's not really anything new and interesting to it, I think. It looks like a very good carrier map if you play like a carrier, but yeah. And also I would like some new like sceneries soon, like an ice map, like an actual ice map with ice and snow on the mountains would be great. There's only one in the game as far as I know, and it's only used in the lower tiers. That would be nice, just something different to look at. But what I would really like is the ocean map. The map that has no islands in it whatsoever, and it's all empty ocean, and I think that would be very interesting, and I really hope that Wargaming adds it soon, because that would be very challenging for some ships, and very, very interesting to play for all ships. So now we are starting to face these guys over here who have pushed through the cap and like totally rolled over my team over here. So I'm faced with trying to stop these two guys here from taking A, and it's not the best odds. Alright, we're coming up to the main point where I'll show you why I don't prefer this ship much, and probably won't play it much either. And this next salvo here that the Iowa fires, it's only 3 shells, and none of them actually hit. They all just land just around my stern and give a bit of splash damage. But you can see we're nearly at 23,000 health here. Here they come, boom, and we lose nearly 15,000 from what wasn't even a citadel, or it wasn't even a hit. As far as I can tell, that was all splash damage. And what? That's just unacceptable, in my opinion. Had this been a Targo, it would have just shrugged that off completely, not even bothered about it. And remember, I have an agile commander on the ship here that actually gives me less splash damage with the ingenious trait. So had I not had this commander on, I would probably been down to a few thousand health. And for a ship that kind of high caliber there, that kind of survives on evading shots, that kind of splash damage is just unacceptable, and I've honestly never seen it before. And we got a wither as well, and this ship you're gonna get a lot of witherers. But yeah, getting back to what I was saying, that it seems that splash damage is quite a problem in this ship here. I'm not really sure if it's a bug or what's going on, but I noticed it in the first game, and in this game here it's really, really obvious. So for me to give up my forward freezing torps, my better armor, and my bigger guns, for this ship here is going to be a very hard sell, and I can already reveal that it's not going to be a sell, because I am definitely still sticking with a Targo if I'm going to play Japanese cruisers at high tiers. And if I really want to take an HE spammer out, I'm going to take out Ochakov, like I said before, definitely. So yeah, to me, this isn't a favorite ship. And would I boost the campaign for this ship if I already had a Targo? No, I wouldn't, personally. Especially if I already have Ochakov. Then I don't see any need for this ship here. Honestly. The map. Let's talk a little bit about that again. It's decent, nothing wrong with it. It's nice with some new maps, but is it a map that I'm going to look forward to playing and have on my favorites list? No. Trident is still much better, I think, and Shards and North and Two Brothers. This map doesn't even compare to those maps, in my opinion. So anyway, we are the last surviving ship now, and we're facing no less than 5 enemy ships, 3 of them cruisers, which is a problem. Like, battleships are bad enough, but these squishy Mogami cruisers here, they don't like other cruisers with AP. So we're running out of points as well, so this is going to be the last shot of the game. So that was a quick look at the Suzuya and the new Hotspot map for you guys, and I will be revisiting this ship here. This is not a final review or anything like that, but so far I'm not that impressed. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you out there.